morning everybody, and welcome to Project Petrolhead, channel where me, and this guy here, this blue Jaguar XK, just go to different places and drive on lovely roads. I quite enjoy it, it's quite nice. Yeah, this is my trusty steed for this trip, 2007 Jaguar XK. It's the non-supercharged 4.2 litre. It's a little bit grimy because it's actually the end of a trip. Make some lovely V8 noise for a second. So for the last few days I've done that many miles, 330 miles, about 240 odd mile to go to get home, because I'm in Yorkshire at the moment, which is lovely. Yeah, the reason I'm doing the intro now is because I'm a bit of an idiot and I forgot to film one to begin with. So yeah, bit of an intro now. Yeah, from Birmingham through the Peak District to Harrogate, that's where I went, and then the Buttertops Pass through to Bottomere in the Lake District to here, which is somewhere. I'm good at this. I'm good at keeping time and being professional, so that's all good. Yeah, so flash back now, back in time to when I just left, or maybe to Harrogate. It depends if I film vertically. Right, we made it finally. Got there in the end. It is just gone 4 o'clock. Set off about 11:30ish. Yeah, 26 and a bit mpg, so it's not been too bad on the old wallet. But I tell you what, it's worth it for the views. It's a lovely gaff. This is the Kestrel in Knaresborough. I've stopped here before. I stopped here last year on the Scotland trip, and it's really nice. So we're gonna get unpacked, pop inside, and hopefully it's still as nice as I remember it being. Right, just made it up to the room, and would you believe it, in a complete stroke of luck, this is the same room that I was staying in last year when I stopped here, which is pretty cool. Standard hotel room, but you know, nicely laid out, nicely reappointed. Bog shower, which I will be using. Yeah, bit more upmarket than your standard travel lodge. So yeah, very nice. Looking forward to spending the night here. If I remember correctly, the bed is very comfortable. So yeah, looking forward to it. Right, day 2. Going from Harrogate, which is where we are now, to Helmsley, and then across to Lake District, Bottomere, place in the Lake District called Bottomere. As you can probably hear, it's pissing it down with rain, which is traditional for when I come to this part of the country, because it pissed it down with rain this time last year as well, which is great. A bit bleary-eyed at the moment because I don't know why, I was just completely wiped out yesterday. I went to bed about 9 o'clock and I didn't get up until 7, 8. So I've definitely had my 8 hours, feeling a bit knackered. I don't think these are going to be needed today because this is quite heavy rain. So I suspect it's going to be going on for a long time. But we shall attempt to enjoy one of the greatest driving roads in the UK, the Buttertops Pass. Nevertheless, traction control is going to be staying on. And I think I'll probably need to fill it with petrol at some point, which should be fun. Right, we'll get underway and I will see you later. Well, I was going to film some of the journey just because I thought it might be interesting, but the weather is absolutely shockingly shit. So I got a bit fed up with avoiding standing water, so I pulled over for a Mackey's and a cup of tea. Is that I haven't had my breakfast yet. It's only just gone 10:15. But if I disconnect the old camera, this is what I'm putting up with. This is horrible, horrible weather. If I just
Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth connected.
I've had wipers on full blast because it is just rank. Yeah, heated seats were on previously. They're off now because I've just switched the ignition back on. Yeah. Hopefully it gets a bit nicer today because I'm supposed to be on some lovely country driving roads today. Focus, there you go. Yeah, supposed to be on some lovely country driving roads today, and I can't be asked to do it if the weather's like this. So, yeah. That definitely puts the old rambling plans to bed. I'm not going for a hike when the weather's like this. I'd love to go on a hike. I really would. Trust me on that. I'd definitely be hiking right now if the weather weren't gash. So, what can you do? I'm just going to have to not have a hike. I will have a tea though. And put any sugar in it. Bollocks. Right, I'm going to sit here for a bit. There's a petrol station behind me, so I'm going to go and top the tank up. We're on half a tank of fuel at the moment, which, according to the car, will do me 166 miles. So, I think I might be able to just make it on what we've got left, but I won't make it back again, so I'm going to top the tank up. You may as well, while I'm here, while I'm sat in a car park. Plus the petrol station bit's covered, so I'm going to stand in the rain. I'm absolutely soaked because, you know, me being me, I decided to park a mile away from the thing because no one was parked here and I don't want anyone dinging the car. Happy days. Okay, yes. Fire up recording so I can do a thing while I'm driving. Like Chris Harris, except not in any way.
Take the next right onto Station Road.
I will. He knows where he's going, I'm sure, and I have more hair. So, right, we are now in York somewhere. A little town called Helmsley.
In 300 yards, turn left onto A170.
Welcome. Yeah, a little town called Helmsley. Nice little town. Seems like a nice place. Sort of place where the Jag fits in quite well. Sandstone, brick buildings, that sort of thing. Very lovely. Tight streets. Maybe the Jag wouldn't fit in as well as I thought. We have had a couple of squeaky bum moments on the trip so far. It's not been too bad. It's mainly standing water is the problem. Yeah, standing water is an issue.
Continue on A170 for 13 miles.
Yeah. Mainly because of the size of the tyres. It's got 285s at the front, 305s at the rear. And big tyres are notorious for not being able to clear water very well. So it is a little bit sketchy. So I'm not, you know, I'm not on the ragged edge of performance. I'm not deploying all the power available to me. Yeah, so I'm not setting lap times. I'm more of a cruise. Luckily, I'm at the back of a little line of vans and things, so I can just dip into their tyre tracks where they've cleared the water. But yeah, it's a little bit perilous. A little bit perilous, not massively, because it's, you know, relatively grippy. The traction control in this is very good. It doesn't tend to cut in all the time. And when it does cut in, it just backs off. It doesn't come off the throttle completely. It just sort of backs off, gives you a little bit less power. I'm not pushing the bounds of what this car can do at the moment because I'm, well, you can see, driving slowly and in the rain. I'm trying not to aquaplane into a tree, which would definitely put an end to this journey. It does mean though, while we're stuck at 30 and a bit miles an hour, I can talk you through some of the changes I've made to this car, because I have made a couple. There were a couple of mechanical issues with the Jag before I set off. Two main ones. Issue the first, it was pissing water into the passenger footwell. Still no idea what that was, but it stopped. My fix for that briefly was to staple Sainsbury's carrier bag into the footwell just to catch any drippage. I've tried a couple of home fixes. I know there was a fix on a couple of forums which was close all of the vents, because you can slide the body on the vents, and then put the heating on full blast, which I did. Has it worked? I don't know, but I removed the bag of water before we set off, only to find that it wasn't full of water. There was no water in the bag, so I can only assume that the Dutch oven fix has sort of worked, because I've driven this car, you know, since that bag has been in place. I've driven it in all conditions. It's been driven with the heater on, the air conditioning on, it's been driven in the rain. I don't think it's rain ingress, because, you know, frameless doors obviously, but there's no wet around any of the frames, and it only comes in the footwell. Just that passenger footwell as well. There's no ingress in the driver footwell. The driver footwell's bone dry. So I don't think it's rain ingress, but I don't think it's anything anymore because it's stopped, which is nice. The second issue was something that presented itself basically in the week before I set off on this trip, which was that I think some of the heat shielding on the exhaust came a bit loose and started flapping about. It wasn't scraping on the road, it scraped if you went over a speed bump. So I've been a bit handy with the... I'm trying to think of the word. I can only think of the American version of the word, which is zip tie, cable tie. I've been a bit handy with the cable ties, and it's been sound. I haven't heard it at all on the drive down. It's not been flapped about at all today, and it doesn't catch on speed humps anymore, which is useful. Yeah, so we're on the road a lot today. It's about a 5-hour drive total from east of the country to west of the country. Yeah, looking forward to it. It should be nice. Should be. Although at the moment I'm looking across at some beautiful, or what should be beautiful landscapes, and I can't see any of them. I could just sort of see grey and the silhouette of a mountain occasionally. So it's been a bit of a washout, which is a shame, but you know, you take what you're given. I should have known that coming away in August in the UK would result in rain. It's the done thing. Hopefully the weather dries up a little bit later on. I don't think it will. The look of these clouds is I'm pretty sure it's just going to be constant. It's about 11 o'clock now though, so you know, we've got the whole day. It might dry up a bit, and then I can do power slides. This is not a power sliding type car. It's also not the car I would have picked if I'd known the weather was going to be like this. Cars I would have picked include Bentley Flying Spur, Range Rover, Rolls-Royce Phantom, that'd be nice. Discovery, Volvo XC90, Audi S8, all good cars, 4-wheel drive. Yeah, it's a bit. This is not a day for a rear-wheel drive high-power sports car. This is a day for, well, this is a day for staying at home. But I'm not. I'm out here doing this, talking to you. It's a mobile speed camera. Why? No one's speeding today. This is a 60 mile an hour road, I'm doing 30. No, he's not going to catch anyone. Okay. Right. So we've finally made it to the Botetops Pass, the road I've been looking for. Hello, is it this road you're looking for? It is. The weather has started to ease up a bit. I've been able to knock the wipers back to intermediate rather than full. So that's nice. It's not dried up at all. There's still a lot of standing water, so I'm still being a bit cautious. But the weather's, got better. There's green out the window instead of grey, which is nice. And we're here. We're on the good road now, and it has become quite a good road. The Jag, maybe not the best car for it. I'd probably be better off in something like Hot Hatch Fiesta ST, something like that. Something small and grippy. It's quite narrow, quite twisty and technical. But the Jag is coping pretty well. The Jag is coping pretty well. I've got decent grip. There's enough room on it to pass a car comfortably. You're not wincing every time someone comes the other way. The sight lines are pretty good. This is a good road. Yes, I'm happy now.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right onto Regional Route 71,
Oh, great.
B6270.
In a quarter of a mile, I'm turning off my good road, even better. Well, it was good. Is it going to continue to be good? Who knows? Hopefully.
Take the next right onto Regional Route 71, B6270.
Ow. Okay then.
Continue on Regional Route 71 for 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah. It's become a township now, so calming it down. Is that it? Oh. Yeah, it's... The landscape has become a bit more lush and a bit less rained in now, which is nice. Can give the car a little squirt without fear of ending up in a ditch or a hedge. The hillside is beautiful.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left onto Silver Street, B6270.
I shall cut in some clips and images of the landscape because it's very nice. We're going through little villages and towns, which are always quite nice. Stay away from big cities if I can help it. Yeah.
Take the second left onto Silver Street, B6270. Continue on B6270 for 10 miles.
I'm sorry, that deserves another look actually. That was a Rover Tomcat Coupe. Yeah. Yeah, Rover 220 Turbo. How cool is that? You don't see those. That'd be great on that road. It would. So I'm generally feeling a bit more positive now than when I set off this morning, because it was really bad this morning. Actually, the weather was terrible. What are we on now? It's just gone 12 o'clock. So another couple of hours left on the road before we hit the lakes. Although, present weather given, it feels like I've been driving through a lake for most of the morning. There is a slight bonus though to the weather being absolute pantaloons, which is that this route is usually quite popular with cyclists. I don't think it will be today. I think it's probably going to be deserted. Has been so far. I'm the only car here at the minute. Oh, geez, nice. So I shall keep you updated, keep you informed. Hopefully, editing bay Tom will have made this look all right and done some exterior shots of the vehicle, because I'm professional. You can't see what I'm doing because the frame is quite small. Not a lot of driving. I wonder if I can readjust the frame so you zoom down a bit so you can see more of my handsome face. Maybe. Oh, that's an oncoming vehicle. Go on. Give it a squirt. Yeah, I'm happy now. I'm usually quite happy behind the wheel of this car, but you know, as and when. Oh, it does make a good noise. It does make a good noise, this. Flows really nicely, this road. It's all meanders all over the place. It's not a Stelvio pass, it's not hairpin. It's more open, flowing than that, which is nice. It's the sort of thing I prefer, because endless switchbacks can be like, really bloody annoying, because you're basically just doing 5 miles an hour. I don't want to do that. Especially in a car like this. A car like this needs to be driven on the straights, not over standing water. It is on the bumpier side. If you've got a firm sports setup, you probably want to ease off. But the Jag is dealing with it really well. Obviously, this Jag, this XK, is on regular coil springs. It's not on the air suspension, which was optional on XKs at the time. The wobbliest thing about it at the moment is the camera mount. That is all over the gaff, so this is probably going to look really like blurry. It shouldn't, because I've got stabilisation turned on, because I've got wobbly hands. It probably will, that'd be my luck. But just know that the ride itself is really, really compliant, really smooth. Right. Whoa, okay, calm down. Whoa, it's all over the gap. It's lit. That was a jump. It's all over the place. It's the most slapdash road I've ever seen. That was brilliant. I love it. New favourite road in the UK. Oh. Right, okay. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So, what I'm going to now have to describe for you, because I didn't have the foresight to put in a front-facing camera, is that I'm now on what I can only describe as a load of switchbacks at like 25-degree gradient or 25% gradient. Tricky. Is this another switchback? Slightly. Turny. Right then. This has gotten interesting. My ears have popped. I must have gone up a mountain. Oh, that's very steep. That's very steep. Oh, this is not a place to come if you got a fear of heights. Fuck me, that just drops away. Okay. Oh, this is a road now. Right, so road, and then it just drops. There's a cliff edge there. There is a cliff edge there. Oh. Okay. There's a safety barrier. Good. But also, that's a bit squeaky bum. Coming. Good. Right. This is what I'm contending with at the moment. That's just a cliff. That's the road I've just driven down. There's the car, look at it, it's beautiful. That's the road I've got to go up. That evens out a bit, it's a bit less on a cliff edge. Okay. Jesus. Right, in fact, this is a thing, isn't it? I'm going over here. I'm going to film something. That is some rock. I'm sure it's significant rock, presumably. Oh, that's a shot. Look at that. Yeah. I've just stood in a puddle to get that shot, so now I've got wet boots. There's a car coming. I'm gonna go. Worth it. It's all worth it. Right. Let's go on past. You're all good. Okay, yeah. So that was a bit squeaky bum time. That was. I know it was just me going for about 30 minutes, but that's okay. What a place this is! It's incredible. really incredible. This is fantastic. This is why I travel to rural places in the middle of nowhere, because views like that and roads like this, you don't get that in the middle of London. I couldn't get toss about all of that shit. Right, I'm going to pull over again. So, look at that. Look at this. Look at this now. There's me. Hello. Hello. Right. Yeah. Sorry, the Zoom started doing weird shit for a moment. Oh no! Rain everywhere. Left the window open. Right, yeah. Slight downside, the sat nav has stopped. It's just stopped connecting, which is not ideal. So I'm gonna stop filming for a bit, try and get that back up and running, and then we shall continue into the mist. Look at that. Right, there is a slight issue with travelling rural, coming to places like this with lovely views and scenery and rain. The nav's fucked. I'm using Google Maps to get around, and it doesn't know. It just doesn't know. So I'm going to have to refer to classic nav. We're navving off the Jag nav. So I'll be 2 seconds while I grab the destination that we're going to, and then Jag nav. Route confirmed.
The route guidance will start now.
Oh, I've not used JagNav before. She's got a different voice. Okay.
Proceed about 1 mile.
About 1 mile. Excellent. I love an accurate sat nav. Okay. Yeah, we'll see how far we get with JagNav, and then hopefully. Can I change that? Zoom in a bit on there. Yeah, we'll see how far we get with JagNav. If I do end up lost, please, just, give all my money to the lifeboat people, and that's about it. I haven't got any money. It's about 50p, but the lifeboat people can use that. They can buy a dinghy or something. Bury me with the Jag. Right, yes. We'll crack on with JagNav, and I will speak to you all. Hopefully. Maybe I'll survive. So, I thought I'd just stop for a sec because I need to stretch my legs because I'm dying slightly. Yeah. That is one of the lakes, hence Lake District. It's not a bad view, is it? Right, well, it turned up at second hotel. I thought it was going to be another hotel room, and it does look quite unassuming from the outside, but look at all this. This is like a little apartment. It's lovely. This is one of their double rooms. Hello, built-in twat in the mirror. Telly. But really, the cool bit, observe the size of this bathroom. Second built-in twat. Hello. Full standing shower. I mean, the camera doesn't really do it justice, but it's about twice as big as the hotel room I was staying at yesterday. Today. This morning. Lovely. Yeah. So I'm going to have some tea. I'm not going to film that because I don't want to look like a twat. Yeah, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Morning. Yeah, I thought I'd start on the road with this one rather than sat in a car park somewhere like I usually am, because I'm a bit behind schedule this morning. I've had to leave fairly early for me, 9 o'clock. I prefer a lie-in normally, but it's going to take me about 5 hours to get home, so I want to get home. Yeah, so this is effectively the end of the trip. We've done about 330 odd mile, about 240 something to go, so you're looking at about 600 miles total. So not a bad little trip for inside the UK. It's not the longest trip I've done so far. That is up to Scotland for the north coast. That was about 1,000 miles. It's also not the shortest trip I've done because that was to the shops. Yeah, so lovely weather. Considering how horrible the rain was yesterday, just constant rain. The weather today is lovely. I've even broken out the shades because they're needed. Yeah, just my luck. The day I go home, the weather's lovely. So yeah, we're on some nice-ish roads today. Mainly just jumping on the A1 and heading back down south. Yeah, if anything interesting happens, you'll be the first to know. I shall attempt to film it. If nothing interesting happens, that's it. This is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. It's been a lovely trip. I've enjoyed myself. The car's been lovely. It's not put a foot wrong. Hopefully we'll do more trips like this in future. I know I've got a trip coming up down to Vista Heritage, a place I've never been. So you'll join me for that, hopefully. Thank you all for watching. Please like the video if you haven't already. If you did like it, maybe subscribe, who knows? There could be more of these. If you didn't like the video, just leave a mean comment. It's all engagement. It's all good. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm not professional. This is my first attempt at this. You could probably tell. So all of that last bit where I was on about how great that road was, and it was just like a static close-up of my face. Sorry about that.